I'm sure by now that you are checking this video out and you've seen my channel, you've also saw my reaction to that Stormblood job trailer.
Now let's see if the leaks were true.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god, it is.
Yes. But if you're a first-time viewer of my channel, my name is Syncweaver. I do a bunch of Final Fantasy XIV stuff, and Shadowbringers is going to be the best day of my life. Oh. As with plenty of people who are now trying to get into 14, I do want to say that getting into it now is probably a good thing. And to be honest, I have a few words to say about that, which I'll talk about later in another video or something like that. But today, we want to talk about something that probably some of you shouldn't be asking, but you are. What's up with the Blue Mage? So I've actually seen videos, responses, tweets about this, about what about the Blue Mage? Why can't we do something about the Blue Mage? And my thought is that they probably went through something like, we don't really need to do anything with the Blue Mage. That'll probably be some sort of patch-worthy thing. That'll be like, you know, 5.1 or something. I don't know. But Blue Mage isn't really that important to me right now. I don't think Blue Mage is actually important overall in the expansion, but a lot of people are kind of worried that Blue Mage is not going to give its credo, I guess. Let me tell you something. Blue Mage was not, and probably will never be, a typical job or class, in this case of MMO terms, that was put into 14 so that you can play it like a typical job, but instead played something rather similar to that of Pot D or Heaven on High. And if you've ever seen Pot D or Heaven on High, you could tell that it's just put in there for content to tie us over to get extra rewards, and Blue Mage is basically the same thing. To me, that is. Pot D, or Heavens on High, if you don't know, is kind of like a side activity that you can do on your off time. If you really want to, you can go through it solo or with a group, and Pot D has like 200 levels where you can go down and make it to the bottom floor to fight monsters, and at the same time, you can actually grow levels if you have like a level 1 or level 30 and need to get them up to level 50, and Heavens on High is kind of the same thing, but in Stormblood territory, and I don't think it works the same way, gaining levels. And the reason why I see Blue Mage as that is, well, you get it at level 1, and it can only go up to level 50. You also go around getting monster jobs that has kind of an RNG basis, so you don't get it off the bat. And at the end of all this, you're going to hold trial after trial after trial, trying to get these primal attacks that may or may not actually proc for you to get. And I know it's a better chance if one Blue Mage gets it, everybody gets it, but nobody's going to do that. Everybody's going to have like at least like 4 or 3 level 70s, and the rest will be Blue Mages. And that was the first 1 or 2 weeks when Blue Mage came out, and after that, people just didn't care. I'm not saying this as a bad thing, because I typically really loved the Blue Mage. I loved it in 11, and I love it in its predecessor games, like in Final Fantasy V. I loved that. I honestly used Blue Mage in a lot of the games that I played in the past, including 11. But the way they went about Blue Mage in this take was kind of disappointing. And I want them to improve. I want them to take it to level 70. I wanted it to be a typical job going from level 1 to level 70. Like, this is what I actually thought went around in that office. Huh, looks like people are getting bored of the game again. I guess we'll make something to tie them over. Actually, sir, I think I have a solution to this. Okay, let's hear it. New job. Oh, I see. Yeah, a new job. Something for them to use until they make it to Shadowbringers. Something to tie them over. Basically, start a new job from level 1 to level 70, like what we did with the Arcanist, you know? We can use that instead of that Blitzball thing Jeffrey was talking about this morning. Wait, Blitzball? Sir, I think, yeah, I'm gonna need to limit it so they don't break it on day 1. That's a good idea. Yeah. Limited 49 skills, only up to level 50. They'll have a good time with that. Yeah, can we go back to that blitzball thing? So blue mages aren't your typical job. Like I said, it's kind of relative to pot D or Heavens on High, and I guess 5.1 will tell us if they're going to put anything added to Blue Mage. I mean, we go into Arena, we get a whole bunch of monster skills. It was kind of gypped and cheaped out on how you level that thing up, and it was actually, that exploit went around, and I may have not been so privy to the exploit, but everybody did the exploit if they knew about it. They got their Blue Mage up to level 50, then they went ahead and started going for those abilities, and people who got all those abilities, they're done. People who didn't get their abilities, they'll do it sometimes. And the arena, I've not seen anybody go into that arena, honestly. It's pretty scarce. So in my opinion, I don't really care about the Blue Mage as of right now, unless, you know, the next day or when we're playing Shadowbringers, they come out with a patch and they said, hey, guess what? We're lifting the chains off of Blue Mage, and now you can make your own spell book. We're going to add like 30 or 20 more abilities, or 10 or whatever, I don't care, and we're going to let it go up to level 70, and we're going to allow it to go into any dungeons, because as of right now, the Blue Mage is too restricted to be a typical job for me to even care about. It doesn't roll in the line of the other classes that we have in the game. I would rather have a class kind of like what they did with the Arcanist, where when that came in, that was a fully usable job that you can get all the way up to the max. You got Summoner and Scholar off of that. It was just amazing when they did that. But Blue Mage, not so much. So what about Blue Mage? What about Blue Mage? Honestly, I don't care until Blue Mage actually becomes a typical job that we can actually use and get up to level 70. Other than that, I'm not really worried about it. To be honest, I am more worried about the fact that we don't have an extra healer, and I get their point. It does take a lot of resources for them to make another job, but think about it, they took all the resources for making a Blue Mage, and they kind of just didn't go anywhere with it. That was definitely a job that they could have made that as a healer. They could have made a healer out of Blue Mage. I'm just saying, I mean, 59 spells, and I know they're, you know, re-edited and reuse resources within the game, those coming from monsters, and all they're doing is giving it to us. And that's easier for them. Making a job like that is easier. Making the Blue Mage was probably the easiest thing they've ever done. I might be wrong. That might have been the hardest job they have ever done. But with all the restrictions on it, I kind of think it was a little bit easier for them to make Blue Mage than it was to make Gunbreaker and Dancer, because there wasn't a lot of things that they had to fix. Plus, it's only the first 50 levels, which means that only the dungeons that are 50 can have a Blue Mage in it, and not even all the trials can be used for Blue Mage. Not everything can be accessed by the Blue Mage. So they honestly could have just made another healer, in my opinion, but they chose not to. They chose to make the Blue Mage. I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care about the fact that they didn't show Blue Mage. I just don't. I mean, if you do, please let me know in the comments below. I'm not going to go ahead and tell people off because they do care about the Blue Mage. I just want to know why you care about the Blue Mage. Why is it that when you didn't see the Blue Mage in that job action trailer, why did you feel that kind of way? I just want to know. In any case, I think I went on a little too much. I'll let you guys go. Go ahead and do your thing. If you guys want to catch me streaming, I will be streaming Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and sometimes Sundays. If you want to catch me on that, please subscribe to the channel if you did not. And I guess that bell is a thing. Like, share this video, and hopefully you have a good time on my channel. I'll see you guys next time. And